What's up, good people? I'm just Major. It's the weekend, baby. So the weekend, talking about what happened throughout the week, in the week, and doing a little further discussion about some of the topics or all of the topics that I talked about. Usually, like I say, I'll pick 2 topics a day to try to briefly discuss those. And those topics throughout the week are normally like 10 seconds. So with the shorts, of course, on YouTube, I don't get more than a minute to talk about, the topics in totality. So here on YouTube, I'll get a chance to, pretty much discuss them through my opinion, of course. And some of it is facts. So we'll pretty much get right into it. McDonald's, top of the list. So McDonald's sent an email last week to their corporate staff. So they want to pretty much do layoffs in their corporate staff. So they're restructuring their corporate staff through layoffs. So it looks like the jobs are safe on the lower level end, I guess, where, inside the restaurants and the fast food chains. So yeah, McDonald's doing layoffs at the corporate level. So they send an email telling their staff to work from home Monday through Wednesday, so that they can make a decision virtually on who they're going to lay off and let go. McDonald's never gave a number on how many people they're going to lay off. So I guess, you're going to have some people sweating, trying to figure out, well, who and what and how many, and if they're the one, that kind of thing. So yeah, McDonald's laying off at the corporate level, sending an email out to staff, telling them to work from home Monday through Wednesday, and to cancel all of their appointments with the vendors, especially, not even especially, but cancel their appointments with vendors that they had at the U.S. offices. So yeah, McDonald's, doing corporate layoffs and, sending out an email. So yeah, not giving a number of how many. So yeah, you're going to have a couple of people sweating over that. So yeah, next up, man, GM. GM got 5,000 people to walk away from their jobs without doing a quote-unquote single layoff. So yeah, 5,000 people to leave through GM. And so they did it through, offering severance packages. So 1 month's pay up to 12 months, depending on the amount of time you were there at GM. And they were going to do that. They were going to give health care. They were also going to give performance bonuses and outplacement services. And outplacement services, if you don't know, they're pretty much, a company that'll help you get a job through interviewing skills, resume writing, things like that. So yeah, GM, 5,000 employees, they got to walk away taking severance packages. So it's pretty much like if you were topped out at 10 grand a month, of course, up to 12 months, that's 120 grand. Then on top of that, pay you performance bonuses. So if that was 30 grand, for the year, then of course that's 30 grand plus 120 grand is 150 grand. But I'm sure there were some people at GM making more than that who ended up taking that. So you probably have some people that were getting ready to retire anyway taking that, and probably walking away with a $500,000, even $1 million, depending on performance bonuses and how much they were getting paid. So GM thinking of a way to, get workers out of there, save some money, and not do a quote unquote layoff. So yeah, big ups to GM. So Apple is coming up with their own AR VR headset, augmented reality, virtual reality, where pretty much number one in this space was Meta/Facebook with their own. So, of course, Meta bought out Oculus, and that was in 2014 for $2 billion. So since 2014, Meta has been pretty much number one in the AR VR race, with their headsets. But reports are saying, well, I'm seeing reports, at least through adults, that the headsets are terrible, man. So the headsets, they're tight, they're not comfortable, but other reports are saying that kids are in love with it, of course. So yeah, video games and all of that, man, I don't play video games. I haven't played them since I was in college. It's just not my thing. It's it's an ongoing expense, it seems to me. But yeah, Meta is in a race now. Apple is looking like they're pretty much gonna start doing that. So they're doing it. It looks like Apple is introducing their new headset in June at the worldwide, at a convention or a conference that they have coming up. Let me look at my notes real quick, where Apple is doing their conference, and it is at the Worldwide Development Conference in June. So supposedly Apple is coming out with their own headsets in June. That's what reports are saying. But the CEO of Apple, Tim Cook, did an interview with GQ. And in the interview, he didn't necessarily say that they were coming out with their own headsets, but there was speculation that Apple is coming out with their own headsets. But somewhere in the interview, it looks like Tim Cook said something about the headsets, maybe if they come out with one, or if they come out with one in June, said that the headsets will be, that they will greatly enhance people's communication and their connection. So go figure. But I'm also saying that, through the headsets with Meta, when they bought our Oculus, that they only have a handful of apps/video games. I don't know if you can play video games with these headsets or not. It looks like, it'll be fun, playing something, like a Call of Duty or whatever. So I don't know. Like I say, I don't play video games. I don't deal with the headsets and all that kind of stuff. So looks like Tim Cook and Apple are, reaching out into a different space. And once they get in there, they mean business. So look out, Meta. But yeah, that's it. WWE and UFC. So initially it looked like WWE was being bought out by UFC. So UFC is worth more money supposedly. And then where it looks like UFC is worth about 12 billion or a little bit more. And initially WWE is worth, at least, their market cap is around 6.45 billion. So, excuse me. So with UFC being a little bit more, it looked like initially UFC was buying out WWE, but after doing a little bit more research, it doesn't appear to be the case. It looks like they're merging more than anything. So now it's pretty much going to be under one name, and it's going to be TKO or $TKO. So WWE is actually on the stock market, and their ticker symbol is WWE. And UFC is on the stock market, and their ticker symbol, I think it is, let me make sure, I think it's END or EDR, but let me double check that real quick. So yeah, WWE, UFC, Endeavor. So I don't have it on here right now, but it's through Endeavor. It might be EDR. So, so yeah, WWC, UFC, pretty much doing a merger rather than, a sale. So both companies will, be, headed by the CEO of UFC, the current CEO of UFC, Ari Emanuel. He'll pretty much spearhead both groups as the CEO. And it looks like, let's see. So yeah, so Ari Emanuel, he'll run both companies combined, and he'll spearhead it as the CEO. Now, the majority owner, Vince McMahon, he will stay on as the executive chairman. So he'll run things as the executive chairman. He'll keep that role. WWE's Nick Khan, who was president of WWE, he'll continue his role as president of the wrestling part. Excuse me. And excuse me. And it looks like Dana White, who's president of the UFC brand, he'll stay on spearheading the UFC part. So like I said, it's more so of a merger than a buyout. So they'll pretty much go at it that way. I don't know if the ticker symbol will change or not to TKO, but for now it looks like they'll stay the same, with WWE trading on the stock market and Endeavor trading on the stock market as well. So we'll see. Now, other news. Charlie Jarvis, tech founder, was arrested. So she founded it's a female, Charlie Jarvis. She's another tech founder that's been arrested. I think I did a report or short on a tech founder for a company Slink. I forget the founder's name. So, or he was either the founder or the CEO, but I'm thinking he was the founder of a company Slink a couple of months back and got arrested. But this time, Charlie Jarvis, a female, and she founded a financial aid firm called Frank. Now, what happened? She sold the company to JP Morgan Chase in September of 2021, and she sold it for $175 million. So when she sold it, looks like the DOJ, Department of Justice, is saying that she, finagled some numbers, some numbers, kind of added on a little bit. So it looks like she finagled some numbers a little bit, saying that she had nearly 4.5 million customers, where she really only had 300,000. So it looks like JP Morgan Chase bought the company based on the 4.5 million, clients or customers that she had, rather than the 300,000. So JP Morgan Chase is actually suing her, while the DOJ is charging her. So not sure how much JP Morgan Chase is suing her for. I'm pretty sure they want all of their 175 million back. Yeah. So, but Jamie, baby, come on, baby, Jamie Donald, come on. So I don't know if you guys missed it or you got excited. I don't know if financial aid is a new arena that you guys want to get into, man. But hey, listen, Jamie, I got an idea, and I won't finagle no numbers. I'll show you all the numbers that you want to see. But yeah, I got an idea, Jamie. We can probably tackle, some of this doggone with the prison system or law enforcement / jail system and their pension funds. Right now, they suck to high heaven. They suck with a capital S. So yeah, pension funds, man, they're going down nearly every 3 to 5 years as far as pensions. They suck. I was in law enforcement for 12 years. Trust me, I know the pension funds suck. So hit me up, Jamie. I ain't hard to find, man. I got an idea for you. And I can probably, get a leg in, in a door, get you in there a little bit. So, but man, yeah, Jamie, y'all got to do a little bit better. Excuse me. So, but yeah, next thing, an outplacement firm called Challenger Gray and Christmas. So they ended up asking, ChatGPT how many jobs they expect to replace, and ChatGPT answered 4.8 million jobs. So yeah, that's a lot of jobs that one AI system is planning to replace. And then you got, other companies coming out with their own AI system. So man, listen, I was at breakfast last weekend, and my lady and we were at breakfast, and we were next door to Dunkin' Donuts. So I was thinking, you know what, I hadn't had Dunkin' Donuts in a while, so let me go in here and grab some of these munchkins. So I hadn't had them in about a year and a half, somewhere around there. I don't normally eat Dunkin' Donuts, but I saw it and just wanted to dip in real quick. So when I got in there, I didn't really see anybody at the register. I could hear people moving around in there, but I didn't really see anybody at the register. So I saw that they have a kiosk there where you can make your order. And I was looking, I was like, oh, okay, well, I could just order here. I don't see anybody. I can hear somebody, but all right. So I'm going through the kiosk and I make my order. So of course they got all the coffees, all the hot teas and that kind of thing, all the donuts, sandwiches. So I make my order for the munchkins and I'm looking for juice because they sell different juices as well, like apple juice, orange juice, you know, that kind of thing. But the juices aren't on there. So I paid for my munchkins at the kiosk, and then I grab a juice. So I finally see a guy come out from the back, and I was telling him, hey, listen, I want to pay for this juice, but I don't see it on your kiosk on the menu. So he said, well, we can't use this register up here, so I have to give it to you for free since it's not on there. I'll just let somebody know that it's not updated and they need to put their juices on there. So man, paid for my munchkins at the kiosk. I couldn't even pay for the juice at the register because it was shut down. The register was shut down. So man, listen, this AI system and these job replacements and this tech, man, it is moving and it is moving fast. You will probably have, man, depending on where you go, if all restaurants aren't, you know, in some way trying to implement these systems, man, you'll probably have 1 to 2 people working in these fast food chains and these restaurants, and you'll have no customer service. Your interaction with customer service will be with an AI system. So that's looking like how it's going to be. And man, yes, so it is moving and it is moving fast. So get ready. So I think I saw where Denny's a year or so ago had it where you could order from a kiosk when you were sitting at a table. They had a robot come through and you can order, and the robot, either the robot comes back with a plate or something with the plates on there, and you just grab your order, or they had somebody, you know, come back with it. I can't remember, but yeah, I definitely remember this little robot like R2D2 coming through there and, you know, having you, you know, take your order. So man, yeah. Airbnb. So Airbnb looks like they are having a few issues with their top hosts for the most part. So their top hosts are coming up with their own booking platforms, it looks like. So where they are asking, well, not asking, but the top hosts, some of the top hosts, I guess if you got, you know, more than a handful of properties, or if you're, you know, pretty much highly rated, you know, or rated as a super host, I think it is on Airbnb. So there looks like, I don't know if one person is doing it, or a handful of people are doing it, or a majority of the super hosts are now doing it collectively. I don't know. And just coming up with their own booking platform, pretty much undercutting Airbnb. So trying it out on Airbnb, seeing that they're doing well, and now probably either connecting with their clients through email or phone and letting them know, hey, if you want to book our, you know, spot, you know, again in future, you don't have to do it on Airbnb. Hey, hit us up, hit me up either through this phone number or this link, or you can click on here. So that's what it looks like is going on with Airbnb now. So yeah, I don't know if Airbnb will respond to that, or if, there will be some consequences to that or not, but I haven't seen any reports of Airbnb responding at all to that. Last thing, mortgage rates. Mortgage rates have fallen for 4 straight weeks now. So pretty much, I guess early last month they started falling. And it looks like mortgage rates went from 6.32% down to 6.28%. So, yeah, we'll see. Oh, real quick, Airbnb stopped while there was, while there were reports that they were going through this with their superhosts. Their stock, dropped 5% on Thursday. But yeah, real quick, back to mortgage rates. Mortgage rates for 4 straight weeks are falling off from 6.32% down to 6.28%. So it's really a good time for buyers because spring is here and rolling into the summer where more houses are being, bought and sold around that time, or bought anyway around that time. So yeah, it's a pretty good time for buyers if they want to get in. But yeah, 6.32 down to 6.28. Not sure if it'll drop below 6.6% again. So maybe not. I don't know. Six might be the new 5. I don't know. 6 might be the new 4, where it just stabilizes and stays at 6% for mortgage rates. So we'll see. But yeah, I know that there are talks, and a lot of people are talking about the housing shortage and being 6 million homes short, and we need all these new homes. Man, we've got so many homes, and I did a short on this a couple of weeks ago. We got so many homes that are right now unsold, and I think it's somewhere around 500,000 homes somewhere. Don't quote me on that. I did a short on it a couple of weeks ago, but yeah, somewhere near 500,000 homes are unsold. But people are still saying, hey, we got this housing shortage in America, 6 million homes. Here's what I think they're doing and not saying. I think they're factoring in this one part, but not saying anything about it. They are factoring in homelessness and saying that yes, while homeless people do need a roof over their heads, let's be clear here. A lot of homeless people will not end up with a roof over their heads. Not a single family home that they own on their own. Each individual homeless person. It's just not going to happen, man. For the simple fact that, so from my law enforcement career, from my perspective and my experience, homelessness was rooted in pretty much 3 factors. And I saw these 3 factors on a weekly, if not daily basis. Homelessness seems pretty much to be rooted in mental illness, which is coming from, one, a lot of PTSD, whether it's military related or just some kind of trauma related that wasn't, from the military. So mental illness, number 1, drugs. A lot of homeless people, seems like they start off with drugs. I don't know, but it seems like through drugs and mental illness, you're gonna have a lot of homelessness still. So mental illness, drugs, and another factor, this last factor, which is a totally different scenario that a lot of people may or may not see: single mother homes, fatherless homes. A lot of homelessness, because the simple fact that there are statistics, and you can run the numbers, do the research on your own. But I think it's somewhere around 70% of homeless people are from single mother homes. It's either 70% of homeless people or 70% of child runaways, either one or both. 70% of child runaways are from motherless homes. We've got to fix that. I don't think mental illness is going to be fixed. We can talk about it all day long till we're blue in the face. It's just not going to be fixed. I don't see it. Hunger is not going to be fixed for the simple fact that you're constantly having homelessness, and drugs haven't been fixed. I don't think it will be fixed. It can be curbed a little bit, as well as single mother or fatherless homes. It can be curbed, but people doing just what they want to do as far as having kids out of wedlock, single mother population is out of control. So with those three factors, homelessness will continue throughout the end of time. And this is just my opinion. But homelessness will continue throughout the end of time, man, as well as hunger and drugs. So as long as we got those factors, we'll always have homelessness. And as long as we have homelessness, we'll always have what they call this housing shortage. Now, why they keep running these numbers up, talking about the housing shortage, we need 6 million homes. Well, a lot of these companies are getting, not kickbacks, but they're getting, benefits from the government. And if pretty much, I guess, if you build homes in certain areas or certain neighborhoods, then, you're getting, tax breaks. So tax breaks are pretty much, if you have a company and you're bringing in jobs, you're getting tax breaks, and two, building homes, you're getting tax breaks. Pretty much, I think those two, for the most part, are getting a bulk of the tax breaks as far as businesses are concerned. So yeah, but as long as we have homelessness, excuse me, we're gonna continue to have this housing shortage, and then it looks like they're talking about constantly building with these housing shortages. And man, the shortage, it looks like they're saying that the shortages are coming from single family homes. But listen, everybody's not going to win, because if you're constantly building single family homes and apartment complexes, then it's really, not both parties are going to win. So, in my neighborhood, for example, man, I think within a 5-block radius, there are, almost 10 apartment complexes. And none of them, I think, are, none of them are 10 years old. And I think if there are 10 of them, then 9 of them are less than 5 years old. So man, if you're constantly building houses and you're constantly building apartment complexes, where are all these people coming from? We're not creating that many babies. We're in America, we're just not creating that many babies. And if we are creating that many babies, then you're talking about at least 20 years before they get out on their own and either buy a single family home or get their own apartment complex. But it's just not happening. I don't see it continuing to happen, but who knows? Maybe we'll see. But that's pretty much it, man. That is the weekend. That's a wrap on the week and the topics that I talked about. I'll be back next Saturday. We'll see how that goes. We'll see what the new topics are going to be. I appreciate you guys for looking, for listening, for lurking, tuning in. But I'll be back, man. Peace out. I'm just Major.